J Edgar Hoover was the head of FBI for decades. He is seen wearing the fez. On his fez is a crescent moon and star and scimitar, which represents the Moorish woman and child, and the sword above it represents the persecution of the mother and child. The crescent, the mother or the widow in Masonry, as well as the institutions teaching Islam amongst our people in this hemisphere. The star represents the child, so-called new Moors that are being born into Moor science. In the book of Revelations 12 to 1 through 5, it says, the apocalypse. And then appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. And she is being with child, cried, travailing in birth, and pain to be delivered. And there another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads, 10 horns, 7 crowns on his head, and his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven, and did not cast them to earth. And the dragon stood before the woman which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born. J. Edgar Hoover and the FBI represent the dragon spoken of in the COINTELPRO program of 1960s, whose officially stated was the rise of to stop the rise of the black, quote unquote, black messiah. COINTELPRO represents that those who her were to devour her child as soon as it was born. This is so-called black messiah is the child the woman travailing to give birth to. But despite the dragon's attempt to devour the child, the next verse in the book of Revelations says, she brought forth a man child who was to rule all nations with the rod of iron, and her child was caught unto God and to his throne. Thus, the child, the new Moors, who were born during the 60s and survived the attempts of J. Edgar Hoover, COINTELPRO, the Great Red Dragon.